Hi, Taurus. This is your reading for the week of November 24th. Taurus, when I started sitting down to work with your cards, the image that came to mind before I pulled anything was of you walking into a circle of people. And the circle is quiet. The circle is all holding hands. It's very gentle and it's very spiritual. But it's not religious per se. What it feels to me as I'm looking at this, as I see you walking into the circle, I feel very choked up. Because it feels to me as though you are walking into a circle where you are really fully able to be who you are without necessarily serving, without necessarily trying. It's as though you are literally being guided to the kind of people and the kind of relationships and the kind of situations that allow this new side of you, I almost want to say artistic, and you are artistic, and you're often artistic in very concrete kind of ways, things where you really use your hands, where there's a tactile connection. And of course, not everybody, but the sense that I'm getting with this is that it's a sense of belonging more than anything else. What's the relevance to this circle? It's that you're choosing to join. It's not that you haven't had the opportunity before. You can actually be quite charming, Taurus, in a very, very underplayed way. And what you're being told here is that in the past, sometimes you have not really joined circles because you haven't necessarily always been attracted to the kind of groups that you've been exposed to. Now, what Spirit is saying is, you've got grace. Grace. Again, I feel as though there is so much divine energy around people these days, moving them forward into this new way of being. And we know, Taurus, that you've been in the process of really changing a lot of your approaches to how you manifest things and what you would like to manifest, and dreaming beyond your limits. Now, this is it. I feel as though you've broken through, I was going to say a wall, but it's literally almost like a rice paper wall is the kind you'd see in Japanese restaurants, where you've broken through this rice paper wall and you find a horizon, but you're not alone. And I think that's the part that makes me so emotional about it, is because I feel as though you are finding yourself. And in finding yourself, you're really finding the people that you're really meant to be with. It's like you stumble upon them. You just walk through this wall and there they are. And as you walk towards them, the circle opens and it greets you. It looks to me as though when I see past, present, future, what I look at with that is stay in a state of grace. Grace is something that is not deserved or is not earned. It's just there for all of us. We just have to let it in, to focus on that, but also to have a quantum leap of faith. The quantum leap of faith, the energy that, it's the idea that if you take a chance on allowing your future to be different than your past, this is so important, Taurus. What Spirit is saying is, if you take a chance on letting your future be different from your past in whatever way is relevant to you, then you are going to have the grace that is going to guide you to where you need to be, and that you can trust that you are able to do that. It can be easy to feel stuck, especially with earth energy, because it's a denser energy. Again, dense in terms of it's a slow vibration so that it can manifest. It's not about dense. It's dense in terms of being able to really concretize things into form. It's one of the gifts of earth signs. So you're being told here that, okay, this fell out earlier and I put it back in, that you're getting a chance to look at what some of your patterns have been around relationship, around your willingness to engage, and that in fact, some of the times you might have found people that were similar to you, but you weren't really necessarily willing to give up the structure and the security of the structure that you had. So now you're being asked, when you find yourself saying, well, that's just the way it is, that's just the way I am, why are you saying that? Do you really believe it? If that's not the truth, if that's just the old party line, now it's time you can question it. You can question what your belief really is about that now. And you can look at some of the reasons why maybe you didn't. There is, I think, sometimes, and now you've got the risk success card on terms of quantum leap of faith. You know, there's a certain quality of sometimes that's that fear of attack, that, and it doesn't even have to be a fear of attack, but that fear of not belonging. What you're being told is take a chance, risk success, take a quantum leap of faith, because you have been doing the work. Sometimes, and this is what I'm getting, it's just a mental shift in giving up that attachment to the old story of just because that's always the way it's been doesn't mean it has to be. Oh, now what they're saying is this. Okay, an author can write a mystery book. They can write a second mystery book. It's not going to be the same as the second one because they're different people when they write it. They're asking you to look at things that way. How would you write things differently now? If the life you've lived to now is one book, what would the next book be? Would it be the same hero with different qualities in a different situation? Would it be a different hero? So they're asking you to get a little bit creative and look at things like that as a way of helping you open up and just break through that very, very thin rice paper wall. Okay? Taurus, I think this is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take one more card because I feel like I need to do that. Okay, so I was told to look at both the top and the bottom. So you've got the sorry not sorry card, which basically means you don't have to apologize for anything in yourself, and go in not believing as though you have to. Realize you do not have to apologize for clumsiness, insights, keeping people waiting, being in the way, not having the right answer, needing assistance, or just being different than maybe they'd like, or being different than you think they would like. And then you've got notice your choices. Notice your choices. Now, within the context of this reading, what I'm saying is notice your choices whenever you find yourself going back into old beliefs, old attitudes, old patterns. Notice the choice. And if it's not making you happy, why are you doing it? Is it because you're afraid of something? Is it because you just don't want to go to the effort? But see, the just not wanting to go to the effort, sometimes it really is fatigue. Sometimes it's just the anticipation that it's going to be exhausting because it was in the past. What if you met a nice group of introverted people who really loved to get together for a quiet evening where everything was just calm and quiet, and you knew you were going to leave early and get home to your cat and have a lovely time after you spent time with your people? You might find new situations evolving as you start exploring that. What would you like, Taurus? What would you like? And who would you like to be in community with? What kind of people would those be? I'm going to leave you with that, Taurus. I feel like I want to give you a big hug because I feel like this is actually you stepping out of a lot of old childhood fears and restrictions and patterns that kept you back. God bless you, Taurus. Take care.